The case, brought by APNU-AFC supporter Eslyn David, sought several reliefs under Article 177 of the Constitution, and among them it included the question as to whether more votes are cast, as stated in Article 177(2)(b, can be determined as more valid votes. In a 2-to-1 judgment, Appeal Court Judge Justice Don Gregory and High Court Judge Justice Brassington Reynolds found that more votes are cast meant more valid votes cast. By ruling in that fashion, the duo effectively disagreed with Appeal Court Judge Justice Rishi Prasad, who found that the Court of Appeal has no jurisdiction to entertain the case. However, his peers Gregory and Reynolds said that the court has narrow jurisdiction to hear and determine the matter under Article 177(4), which states, quote, "The Court of Appeal shall have exclusive jurisdiction to hear and determine any question as to the validity of an election of a president, insofar as the question depends upon the qualification of any person for election or the interpretation of this Constitution, and any decision of that court under this paragraph shall be final." End quote. Nevertheless, Justice Gregory agreed with Justice Reynolds in his ruling that Article 177(4) establishes separate exclusive jurisdiction to the appeal court in relation to the hearing of qualification of any person as president or the interpretation of the Constitution in regards to such matter. Meanwhile, David also asked the court to make a declaration that Gecom has failed to, quote, "determine a final credible count and or the credibility of the result of the general and regional election," end quote, in accordance with Order Number 60 of 2020 and the amended order dated the 29th day of May 2020. She also sought an order restraining the CEO from complying with the directions of the chairman of the Guyana Elections Commission to submit to the Guyana Elections Commission an elections report under Article 177(2)(b of the Constitution of Guyana and under Section 96 of the Representation of the Peoples Act, an order restraining the CEO from submitting to Gecom his elections report which contains votes that are not valid and credible within the meaning of Order Number 60 of 2020 and under Section 96 of the Representation of the People Act. However, the appeal court noted that it could not provide those reliefs since it would mean stepping out of the narrow jurisdiction Article 177(4) offers it. Importantly, President of the Court, Justice Gregory, found that the court could not determine the credibility of the CEO, Keith Lowenfield's report submitted to Gecom since he was unrepresented during the proceedings, nor did he make an appearance. The court also granted a stay of order. Lowenfield, in his report to the Commission following the conclusion of the national recount exercise, submitted that the valid votes cast at the March 2nd general and regional elections amounted to 460,352, with the PPPC securing a victory with 233,336 votes, toppling the APNU-AFC, which bagged just about 217,000 votes. Reporting for the Evening News, Gecom.